Welcome. This is the Beyond Take Two podcast brought to you by Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival. I am your host, Madge.
And I'm your host, Veronica.
And today we have a special guest in the building with us. This man is an actor extraordinaire. Yes. He is working his way up in the industry, doing his thing.
Quickly, too.
Very quickly. He was in the short with our co-host, Veronica. What's it called? Loyalty?
Yes.
Yeah, he was also in another short with our friend Tiffany Dunya, Co-Romance 19.
Tiffany Dunya.
And if he looks familiar, you've probably seen him on that Netflix show, Beef, episode 3. Co-starring, Stephen Young and Ali Wong?
David Cho.
You was in it with David Cho. Our man Kang Kim is in the building, everybody.
Yes.
Give it up for him.
For having me, guys.
How you doing, Kang?
I'm doing good. My very first podcast, which is funny because I met Veronica on my very first short.
Nice.
So funny.
Full circle,
my God,
I guess.
I love that. Yes.
Veronica just taking everybody virginity. All right, so we gonna get into it. But first, we have our buttered up segment.
Oh, shoot.
Today, Veronica brought us a terrible popcorn. Signature Select.
How are you going to put them down like that? They're so good.
We'll see. So we have Signature Select. That is a cheddar with a kick popcorn. What does that mean?
Probably a little spicy.
A little spicy. All right, Signature
Some
Select.
peppermint in there.
Okay, so Kang, you have to do the honors. Open it up, pour it in the bowl.
Like a big red scissor or something?
You just gotta use your man strength.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
It's like cutting the red ribbon.
So we try different popcorn every week, and we rate it 1 through 10. This week's Buttered Up segment is sponsored by no one. But if you would like to be a sponsor for this segment, just email us at beyondtake2@gmail.com. Why is everybody passing me the bowl? Kang?
Do I start it off?
You started off, Kang. You poured the whole bag in there.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
What do you give it?
I would want a stronger kick, but I'm a big fan of cheddar, so I'll give that an 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love black pepper. Yeah.
Veronica gonna eat the whole thing.
That's why I poured it out.
That's how she do.
Oh, my gosh. Signature Select. This is good.
Is it?
I think I'm going to eat that after the podcast.
You be pumping everything up. Let's see.
I broke my fast for that, so.
Sorry about that, bro.
No, it's all good.
I need to be on a fast, too.
Decent.
Right.
Like you said, needs a bigger kick.
Yeah.
Well, very good.
To me, it's great.
What you give it?
Oh, I'm going to give it a 9.
No, you don't agree?
You want to know why? I like to give popcorns a high rate, the ones that I would like to buy all the time and eat all the time. And that's something I would buy all the time and eat it.
I would agree.
Because that's really good.
A 9.
Yes.
It don't even got a bunch of I got a lot of black pepper in my mouth now. It don't even have a big cheese flavor though.
It's perfect.
You and these ratings 6.5.
Ooh,
It's decent.
that point
Sorry,
5 though.
see?
6.5. It's
He
decent.
loves it.
It's decent.
It's good.
Yeah, I can fuck with these.
We eat too
telling
much.
you.
We eat too much popcorn to give that a 9, though, Veronica. You
Is it
know.
always popcorn?
Yeah,
Or
it's
is it
popcorn.
just
Everywhere.
signature. Yeah, always popcorn.
Yeah, different companies,
Always
different
different
flavors.
companies.
Okay.
I think the last 2 times, though, I bought the Signature Select. So Madge is all, like, hating on me right now.
Stop that.
Bang for your buck though, man.
Yeah.
Off brands.
I haven't been to Home Goods in a while, so I can't buy the other popcorn.
You gotta go to Home Goods. Signature Select, good job. I give it a 6.5, but
I give it a 9.
everybody loves it. Not bad though, not bad. Kang
Yes, sir.
is in the building. Let's get started, man. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and how you got into film.
I was born in Seoul, South Korea,
Oh, okay.
and came here when I was a kid. My family and what was that?
We get we get that every week. Don't even worry
Yeah.
about that.
But yeah, I came here. You know, my parents wanted a better life for us. My brother was actually born here, but you know, it was America, right? American dream. They worked their asses off, accomplished it, blessed me and my brother with a great childhood. It wasn't perfect, you know,
Yeah.
but we got through it.
When you first came here, you came to Los Angeles.
I did Koreatown.
Okay.
Like the I think every or most Korean families go through the initiation rites in Koreatown, Los Angeles. So we did that, and then ended up going to Pasadena, and then Glendale.
Nice.
And
Oh,
then-
Glendale.
yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Born in Glendale. Yeah.
I went to I was born in Glendale. Cool, cool. Did you go to school there?
I didn't go to school there. I went to Eagle Rock.
Eagle Rock.
Yes,
okay, we
I went
played
to
you
school in
guys.
Eagle Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
used to play
My parents actually went to Glendale though. They went to Wilson Junior High.
Oh, wow.
I went to Wilson for a little bit.
Okay, okay.
And then they went to Glendale High School.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Glendale was really cool. I'm in Burbank now, so
nice.
stuck around where I was
Yeah.
used to. But yeah, acting, man. It was the first thing I ever wanted to do. I was 8 years old, and I remember telling my parents I want to act.
Yeah.
You know, and
8 years old.
yeah,
Wow.
and you know, you can imagine two parents from old country, you know, like that. So never pursued it, and then in 2015, I was at a desk job selling aerospace metals,
Nice.
and growing up,
Did you like that job?
I hated it.
Okay.
But you know, the pros outweighed the cons, and I realized very quickly that you know it's normal for you not to like your job. Most 90% of people go to jobs they don't like.
Hate that job.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just part of life. You have to go through it. You have to. It's you know, just something you have to do.
Right.
And it's a dream if you're smart enough. Well, I wouldn't even say smart enough, but if you're really hungry enough to pursue something or go after something you really want to do, you will put things in place to make that happen.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I started doing. 2015, started taking classes. One thing led to another. Started my backstage profile.
Okay.
That's when I got loyalty.
yeah.
That is that is backstage, not back page. Everybody. Okay? Backstage.
STA.
ST. There you go.
So yeah, and then you know, I was told to gotta start doing student films, short films. Start building your reel.
I would have never thought that was your first.
Really?
I didn't send it to you, huh? The loyalty.
No, I
You
haven't
need to
watched
send
it
it to
yet.
Maj. I can't find it right now, but
I have a copy.
You have a copy.
Yeah, I
You
can
have to
share
show
it with you
Maj
guys.
because he killed it.
You killed it.
Yeah, my husband was like,
nice.
without you, like it wouldn't have been great.
Dom was great too in that though.
Yeah.
And what was really cool about that was we got to work with Will Leong.
Okay.
He's a SAG recognized choreographer.
Nice.
He's an OG, man. He's been in like Rush Hour.
Yeah. Wow.
He was just in Bullet Train.
Oh,
Like,
wow,
man's
okay.
been
Doing big
it.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Leong. I don't know if you came across him during because we didn't shoot on the same day, right?
We shot on the same day when we were in that abandoned house.
I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
I left. Remember?
I think
I think we shot that separately. So you guys were in the abandoned house, and I met up with Michael later on a small street in the valley.
Oh, you weren't
Yeah, yeah.
there. You I only saw you at the table read then.
So exactly.
That's where we were together. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great experience, and I ran into her Beyond Hollywood, the film festival.
Yeah.
Right. We got invited by Tiffany.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hi, Tiffany. So
Did,
we,
did
saw
you,
her yesterday,
did you come
by the
to
way.
the festival the
I was
first
there.
year
I don't know if it was the first year. It was this past one.
Was it this past one?
Yeah.
You were there?
Yeah.
at the Regal?
Yeah, that's the one on Wilshire, right?
You were there?
Yeah.
No. That was the first year.
Oh, okay. So
came
it was
the
at
first year.
Fine Arts?
That was.
It was at the Fine Arts
It
Theater.
was at Fine Arts.
We had the red carpet outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that was
it.
that was
The
Yeah.
parking lot.
Yes, that was it.
2022. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was last year.
Oh my God, you
Okay.
should have came to this one. I should have told you to come to this one. But you're in Korea.
I was. Oh, did it happen recently?
Yes, we had another one.
Oh, cool,
Second
cool.
year.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but you'll be at the next one though.
All right, for
Gotta
sure.
get you
For
there.
sure. Hopefully, I get some projects in there.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to put you on the panel.
Yes. Seriously.
But yeah, man, it's been I missed the financial freedom from my desk job. I was there almost 10 years. But as cheesy as it sounds, there's something about waking up every morning and doing something that
You love to do.
something you dreamt about doing and actually doing it. Man, does give you a pep in your step. You know what I mean? The
I hear
proverbial
that.
pep in your step.
I hear that.
So right after Loyalty, what happened next for you? Because that was your first short film.
Yeah, so after Loyalty, I did Just a Boy. It was a Korean American film, short film about that addressed mental health and just the transition and the culture shock
Nice.
of what people have to go through. So that was cool, and it wasn't very. It wasn't preachy or like
Right.
it was genuine, authentic, and it worked in organically.
Okay.
So that was cool, and then I worked with the same director on what was it? Romance Deadline, which was also a culture clash story about the expectations of when to get married in the Korean culture for a female.
Interesting.
And I played one of the blind dates the parents set up for the
Nice.
the lead. I was like some obnoxious doctor, but I was really fun to play. And yeah, and then fucking that global incident that I don't want to even mention by name happened.
Right.
And that's when I lost my job. And after the third short, I was like, okay, I really want to do this.
I remember you were working because I remember at the table read, you were like trying to figure out your schedule for work and for film.
Right, I remember that
that.
exchange. I brought up PTOs, paid time off.
Okay.
Yes.
Most of the cast
I
members, or not her, but most of the other cast members are students. They're like,
Right.
"What's PTO?" Like,
Yeah.
you'll get there. You'll get there, bro. But yeah, so I tried saving up, but so that's what happened. So after the third, I was like, after the third short film, I was like, okay, I really want to do this.
Right.
Do it while I'm relatively young.
Yeah.
So I started saving up, thinking of getting a more flexible job, and then Corona hit, and damn it, I said the name, but anyways, it happened. And I was surprised how busy we stayed because we were infrastructure, we were those essential businesses, So, but slowly but surely, everything slowed down. Found myself on the chopping blocks, and I got canned. So
So you were in sales?
I was in sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I was almost there 10 years. And to go like that, I was like very upset. But at the same time, what kept me calm was this is what I wanted.
Right.
It's
right.
happening a little sooner than I
Yeah.
wanted, but let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Right.
So instead of, going to the liquor store, buying my favorite bottle of scotch, calling up the homies, and, having a night on the town, I went straight home and worked on my resume.
Wow.
Like, fuck this, boom, did that. And I was fortunate enough to find a agent and a manager.
Nice.
I'm still with the manager now. She's great. And the agencies, it wasn't working out, so we parted ways. Now I'm with a theatrical agent and a commercial agent.
Nice.
Back then it was one agent.
Just one agent.
Yeah,
Okay,
but now
okay.
my manager thought it would be cool to try out.
Cool.
Yeah. So
And it's working better for you?
well, right when I signed with them, I had to go to Korea on an unexpected trip because my grandmother wasn't doing well.
Oh.
So I wanted to go visit her,
Yeah.
which was nice. Taught me a lot about family and seeing, someone so strong growing up. The matriarch
Right.
of the family in that condition. It was just.
Horrible.
It was a reality check.
Right.
Never take anything for granted. Tomorrow isn't promised today.
Right.
So
right.
just it was an eye opener, but came back ready to go, and then the strike happened. All right,
Right.
So it's a little slow right now, but the meeting, I felt really good about the meeting when I met with the agencies, and I just hope that carries on into, the future.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, let me ask you this. Let me run it back a little bit. You said you told your parents you wanted to act when you were 8.
Right.
What kind of inspired you to want to be an actor at that young of an age?
That's a great question, actually. Our family nights consisted of dinner and a movie.
Okay.
My dad was a movie buff. He collected DVDs. He would always take us to movie theaters.
Oh, that's my mom.
Yeah, and I remember he saw Terminator 2 with my mom because it's rated R, right?
Yeah.
And he liked it so much. The next day, he took me to the matinee against my mom's wishes. Oh, it's too violent, this, that, But he's like, no, he's got to see this.
You gotta see it. That's dope.
So he takes me.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
So he takes me, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I was, 8 years old?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? I was, 7 or 8.
Okay.
And, 92, second grade. Yeah, around that age.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, and I just remember leaving the theater just in awe. But I kept asking my dad, is Arnold Schwarzenegger really dead? Like, is he really dead? I think that's when my dad knew that I wasn't going to be a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, he, continued to let me watch movies, take me to movies. And when shortly after I told him that I wanted to be an actor, he just didn't take me seriously, and then,
Now, what did they? Because I'm assuming like they wanted you to be like a lawyer or a doctor or how was that?
I was lucky, my parents, they were strict.
Yeah.
They were, they were very good about balancing home life, our culture, and what America was about.
Right.
You're Korean, but you're in America now.
Right.
So yes, keep intact with your roots.
Right.
But we're living in America, so make sure that you keep your mind open to anything.
Right.
Get your studies done, but I don't need you to get straight A's or anything like that.
Right.
They weren't overly strict on that. They just wanted us to work hard because they knew if you work hard here, you can accomplish anything.
Right.
It's not perfect, but this is the place to do it.
Right. Right.
So they instilled that in us. And I kept intact with my Korean culture. I just grew up on the cartoons, the comic books, the music. I mean, K-pop's huge now, but I was listening to H.O.T. and fucking, Turbo and shit like that.
No idea what that is.
Back in the day. So, it was, and I actually got made fun of for that. Like, my Korean friends would even bully me for being a so-called fob.
Are those like music bands or like music?
Yeah, H.O.T. was a hot boy band.
K-pop too.
Yeah, I think they're like they could be considered the godfathers of K-pop.
Yeah. Okay.
H.O.T.
H.O.T.
Okay.
Okay. Was there like 19 of them? What does the group consist of?
At the time, I think it was. Don't quote me, but maybe 5.
5 of them. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe one or two more, but I'm not. I don't remember.
Well, that's a good boy band.
Yeah, it was.
Who's the group that's out now?
BTS is huge. Yeah.
10, 11
Do they?
people.
I'm not too familiar with their music, but yeah.
Like, how are you even doing the splits on this?
Right.
Like I do music. It's
Exactly.
like, I know y'all can't be getting paid.
You know what I mean? Like, how do they split the check or whatever?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Or the spotlight. That's always fun to think about. Me and my girlfriend, we love listening to old school boy bands like Backstreet Boys and
That's
NSYNC.
my thing right there.
98 degrees.
Yeah.
And we always joke about, man, Justin got all the spotlight. No one loved JC. JC was right there, man. Like, he never got the love.
Did he come out with his own?
Did JC?
I think he came
He
out.
did. They split, and he did come out, but it wasn't hot.
That's his song. He had a song. The video was
Maybe one.
it was at like a carnival or something. I can't remember the name of the song, but that song was dope as hell.
Really?
I
Maybe
thought,
he came out with one. I feel like I think I know what you're talking about. But I mean,
the song was kind of. I got to find the song, but the song was kind of hot. I was like, oh, okay, he doing his thing.
yeah.
Too. You just never.
Wait,
heard
hold
from
on.
him. Yeah.
Was he on? We're talking about NSYNC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the main guy from NSYNC was Justin, right?
JT, yeah.
Yeah, JT. Okay. And then we had Backstreet Boys, which was Nick. That was the main guy.
I think so, right?
And
Nick?
Wait,
no.
Nick Lachey is 98.
or
Nick Lachey is 98 degrees. Yeah,
and then which one was on Backstreet Boys? Carter, or what was his name? Nick Carter.
Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter was a younger brother.
Aaron
wasn't it?
Carter was a younger brother.
So who was the
it
big Carter?
So it was Nick Carter.
Was it
Yeah,
Nick?
there
His name was Nick.
Oh, okay,
Right,
okay,
right.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
We're taking it back, okay?
Kids gonna be looking at this like, what the hell are they
What are they talking about?
98 degrees. I know it's hot, but damn.
Oh man, I actually remember going to the record store, and in high school or junior high, actually back then, if my friends found out that I was listening to NSYNC, dude, that would have been the end of me. So I remember going to the mall and buying. It was the album with Bye Bye Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got the album, and it was so on my mind. Like I was even caring what the cashier was thinking. So I purposely bought one of those gift box
Oh
things.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's a gift. Like he didn't ask or she didn't ask. Yeah, it's a gift. They're
Had
like,
to make the announcement.
okay, that'll be whatever, $12.99. I'm like, yeah, thank you. I hope they like this gift.
You're all trying to act like it's not. You
Yeah,
know, like,
for
I hope they like it. This is like not what I would buy.
I would never listen to this.
Never listen.
I used to. I miss going to like music stores. I don't think I've been to a
Right,
music
the album,
store
yeah.
I think
Oh,
the
I
last album I bought was. I think it was a Rick Ross album.
Really?
Ooh,
Mastermind.
I think mine was Lil Wayne.
That was years ago.
Carter
Carter 3.
3, I think.
Yeah.
mine was probably Marshall Mathers, the first one.
The first. Oh,
Yeah.
the first one. Damn.
Yeah.
I have the. I bought the second one too, though.
I've heard some songs. How is it? Is it like the first? Is it as good as the first? Like,
It's pretty good. It's
pretty good?
It's pretty good. Yeah.
but yeah, I love hip hop too. You know,
Yeah.
like I was telling you, I started rapping end of high school, all throughout college,
Nice.
and yeah, it's transitioning into acting because I wanted to push it as long as I could. So I graduated college and tried to stay out there, but that didn't work out. And when I got back, that's when I kind of had the reality check. I was like, "Fuck, I gotta start working.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to let go of the stream." So I fell into the 9 to 5 rat race for a while, and then this was the longest time I've gone. Because growing up, I've always had a creative and or athletic outlet.
Okay.
And this was the longest period of time that I had gone without one. So in 2015, that's when I asked a friend, "Oh man, I'm thinking of joining like a MMA gym,
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
right? Or something creative." Like, he's like,
Right.
"Oh,
Right.
dude, I've started taking classes. You should check it out." And that's when the dream was relit, and been going after it ever since. So
What's up?
yeah, man, I'm excited. You know, I know it's a long, tough road ahead of me, but I feel very fortunate because, you know, with the trailblazers, you know, that paved the way, that paved the way for us, for me, generations, future generations.
Yeah.
You know, I probably wouldn't have gotten this far without them, or at least this quickly. I feel like I got my SAG card 2.5 years.
Oh wow.
And I started setting, you know, I started with small goals.
Yeah.
Like, let's get a reel together. And then let's get SAG eligibility, you know, and then
How did you get your SAG eligibility?
beef.
Oh my god.
That was, yeah. And
And then how did you get that? Like, was it your manager that got it for you, or your?
so that one was my agent at the time.
Nice. How did that work out? Like, how did
So
it play
I
out?
actually read for David Cho's part,
Oh okay.
Isaac.
Nice.
So I read for that, and I heard, you know, radio silence. It was radio silence for like 2-3 months, and then at the time I even went to Korea and came back.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, you know, getting back into the groove of things, and one day, I think it was a Monday, I get this text saying, you know, they loved your read for Isaac, but they went with a bigger name or whatever, and they
Did you have to go in for the audition, or did you audition?
no, it was all self tape.
All okay,
self-tape,
cool.
Yeah. So I get the email or the text, and this is again months later, right? And I was like, Isaac, what was that? I was like, oh shit, all right, beef, the 824, right? I'm like, oh fuck, 824.
Right.
And I'm like, dope, okay. So they're like, yeah, they loved your read, but they went with another guy, but they would like to bring you back for another role,
Wow.
which was the club manager.
Okay.
Okay.
So I did the self tape, and I got it. Yeah.
That is so cool.
So that was it. I always try to taper my high
Yeah.
Right.
when I'm working here because it can be so,
Yeah.
you know, top of the world,
Yeah.
and then once it wraps, you're like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right.
The come down is real.
Yeah.
So, like sometimes I will go on set, work, rap, and log on to Uber or Lyft to
Right,
kind of
right.
humble myself.
Yeah.
You know, and that really helps me with the come down. So I did the same thing when I
It's
got.
interesting that you're talking about that, like how you're like, you know, on another level, and then you have to come down and just humble yourself right
yeah.
after it's finished.
Because
that's real.
This does not happen overnight.
Yeah.
You know, and what I always keep in mind is, you know, I remember growing up watching these movies and shows with the supporting role, the comedic relief guy. Who's great job. You know, he made the movie, cracking up. This is the guy, and then you don't hear about
You
it.
don't see him no more.
See him no more. Like,
Yeah.
what happens? You know, like what? And imagine what he went through, or he or she went through, right?
Just to get there.
Right?
Yeah.
Top of the world. They're co-starring with some of the biggest names, Hollywood blockbusters, summer blockbuster, and then they kind of fizzle away. So I learned coming into this, or I told myself like, you have to taper your highs. You know what I mean? You cannot set yourself up for that fall. So that's what I was doing when I got the role for Beef, and I'm a fan of Stephen Yeun.
I'm a fan of Ali Wong.
Ali Wong's great too. Oh my
love
God,
her.
she was so good in Beef.
Yeah, she's just natural.
She was amazing in Beef.
She's just herself.
Now, they used your real name in the.
Oh, David, he said Kang. He did say Kang, but I think the people heard Kane, which happens a lot. Kane. So when you turn on the subtitles, it says Kane.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so-
okay.
But if you look at the credits, they just kept it as club manager.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, man, that was such a great experience. And I remember the night before, and I was like, I worked for this. Think of this as just any other job. Think of them as just any other coworker.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I didn't even take a picture with Stephen Yeun, and I regret it, but because I did that because I wanted to stay in that work mindset. I didn't want to.
You don't want to fanboy on them.
No, yeah, exactly.
And you know what? You also want to have that energy to where you'll work with him again. Like, I'll see you again.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah,
You know
we're
what I
on
mean?
this level. We're in this career path, and that's how I look at it. Because even working for craft service and doing all that, you see these big people. They come to your table, they talk to you for a little bit, and it's just that's their career, and this is mine. You know what I mean? So
That's exactly what it was.
yeah,
But right before I fell asleep, I'm like, holy shit, I'm working with Steven.
yeah,
And then, I checked myself, went to bed, and I kept that mindset all the way up. There was a brief slip up. So I get to base camp, check in, this, that, and we're off site of the set, right?
okay.
So they're like, oh, we're ready for you. We're going to shuttle you to set. Luckily, I had the mask on because this is when they still had the mask mandates or whatever. And I get in the van, and the way my face lit up when Stephen Yeun introduced himself to me, I am so glad I had the mask on because if he saw my full face, he probably looked at like, oh. You know what I mean? So I'm like, he's like, hey, I'm Stephen. I'm like, it's great to meet you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank God for that mask. The one time the mask,
Right,
I
saved
didn't.
you.
Yeah, I didn't mind wearing the mask exactly. But yeah, I went on set, and David Cho was really cool too, and he was so fun because he was improvising a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so I was we were bouncing off each other. Luckily, we didn't have any cuts because of me.
Okay.
So I always take that as a good sign.
Yeah.
Dope.
Especially with my first time being on such a big set.
Right.
Yeah.
The mental state we were talking about it really helped me stay grounded.
Right.
So yeah, man, I just it was dope.
How long did it take you to shoot that scene?
It's afternoon.
This afternoon.
Yeah, just the afternoon. They thought one of the PAs came up to me and they're like, we might want you to stick around
Okay.
for the night scene of at the club.
Okay,
To see
okay.
you're the club manager, so kind of have you walking around
Right.
or whatever. I was like, yeah, man, I'm here.
You're
Let me
there.
know. And they're like, oh, the wardrobe, this, that. So it didn't work out, but I didn't get to eat the lunch, which I always enjoy.
forward
Yeah,
to.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, they eat well on still
Was it a union show?
It was, yeah. yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, but overall, it was just such a blessing.
That's awesome. Was it at a studio or was it on location?
It was on location. It was actually on Wilshire, on a nightclub that I didn't even know existed, but I drove by like all my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we come out, the shuttle's picking me up. I'm like, oh shit, this is where we are?
Yeah.
I'm like, I know this place. But yeah, man, it was I can't say it enough. It was such a blessing. And to work with somebody that you're a fan of
Right.
Yeah.
as your first co-star.
Yeah. I can imagine that feeling.
Yeah, it was unforgettable.
Now you've also done a lot of commercials as well, right?
Yeah, I actually,
Nice.
yeah, I did some non-unions, which were really cool. I did a Ring one, but the one that got me SAG Must Join was, or was that SAG Must Join? Anyways, it was my second SAG job.
Okay.
And that was the Farmers Insurance one.
Oh yeah.
I was the one with J.K. Simmons,
Yeah.
and me.
That dude is dope.
That dude, Whiplash, JJ. As far as I'm concerned, and I told him this too. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you are JJ Jameson. Yeah, you are that man. And he was really cool. There was a scene though. It was just, I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's just me singing along to the tune,
Right.
different words, and I'm a barber,
Okay.
and so I'm supposed to be faking the buzzing, right? And on one of the sets, it caught onto one of his hairs.
No way.
And I felt him flinch. He kept it cool. He didn't get mad or anything. I felt so bad. And after we cut, I'm like, guys, we gotta, like, they kept telling me get closer because it doesn't look real. You're too far out.
Right.
But I've had clippers nick me.
Oh
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's painful. As
You
hell.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, they're like, just get closer, and that's when it happened. So after that, I was like, we got to do something about this. So they, they came, they duct taped the fucking thing. So finally, I was able to actually do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so sorry about that. He's like, it's all right.
Did it like get a little bit? Did it leave him a little bald spot or no?
No. The clipper
No,
wasn't on.
it wasn't on. Right.
But that's when, if it was on, it wouldn't have hurt.
Right,
It would
right.
just been a ball spot.
Okay, so it wasn't on.
But, oh man, but he was really cool about it. And we had a little downtime. So
That's cool.
I was like, I'm just a big fan.
Did you apologize profusely?
I'm so sorry. I'm so
so
sorry.
sorry.
I know. He was really cool about it. And funny thing is, I knew it was a Farmers. I know he's part of Farmers, right, with the Professor Jack and everything. But it didn't cross my mind that I would be actually working with him. So when we're rehearsing, I'm rehearsing with the stand-in,
Oh, okay.
and the jacket is still not hitting.
Right.
Okay, cool, right? And then the PA goes, or the AD, yeah, we're ready for JK. I'm like, JK, okay, cool. And I'm like just practicing my lines, in my own in my own zone. And then he's like, all right, everybody, JK's here. JK, this is King. I look, I'm like, again. This time I didn't have a mask to hide it.
Yeah.
Shook his hand, and that's when I was like, big fan, loved you in Whiplash.
Yeah.
You are JJ Jameson. And, yeah, man. It's just, it's crazy thinking, growing up watching all these commercials and these movies and these sets and being a part of it, it really is surreal.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
And how do you feel being like a commercial actor versus a theatrical?
Of course, my dream is theatrical. I at first didn't want to do commercials. But
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just it wasn't something you can, and I'm putting this in air quotes, sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
A role you can sink your teeth
Yeah.
into. But I
Right.
quickly realized work.
I like the way you put that. Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
And a lot of the self-tape for commercials are complicated, but it really gives you, the sense of how things work,
Yeah.
right?
And a lot of information.
A lot of information.
God, you got to read so much, and then you don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's for a split second.
Yeah.
And it put me in the mind state of you got to be able to take direction in anything,
Right.
right? And
Right.
this is
Yeah.
the epitome of following direction.
Exactly.
Yeah, so,
Very true.
and it was part of the game. In life you have to do things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, at the end of the day, this is a job.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let's fucking do it.
Like it's like you're still working on your craft,
Yeah,
right? And you're
exactly.
building your confidence, and
That's exactly it.
yeah.
And the situations they put you in some of these commercials are situations you can find yourself in a
Right.
short film or a theatrical thing. It's a snippet of it, but it's still the same kind of mindset.
Yeah.
So it's fun. Every time I get one that's really long, I'm like, but when I get into the groove of things, I'm like, shit, that was fun.
Yeah.
I'll do another take just
Yeah.
for fun. You know what I mean? So
Do you improv too in commercials, even if they don't tell you to? Do you find yourself like?
commercials, not so much because they're so limited on time. But for Beef, David Cho and I were, he was going off on improvs, and I was trying to keep up with him.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And that was a challenge. And I actually worked on I've been working with this director, Ao Chang. He actually, so Loyalty, right, was that mob movie.
Yes.
I did another mob movie with Ao Chang
Okay.
called Tebu. and that one you guys should check out too. That's I don't know if it's still on Cine Asian,
Okay.
but it's in their lineup. This guy, man, I mean, with the resources nowadays, I feel like there is no excuse not to work or not to put out content.
Right.
Right.
This guy is an Army vet. He's going to school. He has 4 kids. His wife's going to school to be a nurse, and he's writing scripts like almost every other week.
So there's no excuse.
Yeah,
That's
and he's
crazy.
shooting shorts
Yeah.
like every other month.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know? And I've been blessed to, cross paths with him.
Yeah.
And the story with Table, how our paths cross is, it's a fucking trip. I'll save that for next time. But I'm a firm believer that a man makes his own fate.
Yeah.
But sometimes the universe will undeniably show you that it has a plan of its own.
Right.
And this was one of the cases. But yeah, great guy. And we just wrapped a horror thing he's doing.
Okay.
And he's really good about like challenging himself too, like doing genres that he's not used to. So Tebu was, a cool mob movie.
Yeah.
So he checked that. We did another one called What Do You Want,
Nice.
which was comedy.
Okay.
And that's about the proverbial, not the proverbial, but the question of all time, the question of all questions. What do you want to eat? Right,
you want-
you and your spouse.
Interesting.
Yeah. so
You should have called me for that one. I got a whole lot of experience with that.
so there were some improv opportunities there. So once he checked off the comedy, he's like, I want to do horror. So he did this horror one called Viral that he's working on in post production now.
So,
And I had a scene with him kind of to set up the premise of him and I being podcast hosts.
Oh,
It's
nice.
funny. 2 days later, you called me to invite me.
Oh
on it.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
So
That's
I
was like,
crazy.
practice. Yes. Do some intel.
Exactly. So, and then there was another opportunity for me to improv.
Yeah.
So, improv is, man, I remember growing up watching the credit clips or the scenes that roll in the credits where Will Ferrell, Jim Carrey are doing all their improvs. And
Right.
it's an art, man. It's
Yeah,
not easy,
it is.
to stay on topic, to not go off tangent,
Right.
Right.
just enough to stay with it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's been fun. I really want to get better at improv. There's one of the many things I want to work on in my arsenal of tools in my craft.
They do more improv in like comedy, huh?
Oh yeah,
A lot more.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Although, I mean, this shit right here, funny how
Who is that? Is
that's
that
Joe Pesci. Yeah,
Oh.
in the movie Goodfellas.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
One of my favorite behind the scenes stories is
Love it.
the scene where they're at the restaurant and him and Ray Liotta are talking, right? And he goes, "Oh, you're funny," right? I don't know if you guys know this scene. It's not gonna make sense.
I'm trying to remember it.
Okay, so
I don't think I've ever seen Goodfellas.
Oh my goodness!
I have. It's been a while though. Yeah.
Revisit it.
Yeah.
But that scene, it's basically Joe Pesci's character is making everyone laugh, and
Right.
Ray Liotta makes a comment, "Man, you're funny," as a compliment.
Yeah.
And Joe Pesci's like, wait.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean I'm funny? Like, am I here to amuse you? Like, and I'm not gonna butcher it, but that whole thing though
Yeah.
was just between him and the director, Martin
Wow.
Scorsese. Yeah. So it wasn't like I still consider that an improv, right?
Right.
Because it's just them two in on it.
Wow.
But yeah, and then so everyone else, including Ray Liotta, they're like, rest in peace, by the way. They're like, what the fuck is going on? So that's what makes that scene so great,
Right,
And yeah,
right.
it's just such a great movie.
That's dope.
I have to revisit that. Right now we're watching Mission Impossible. Impossible, I believe. Mission
Oh.
Impossible.
Which one?
Because I
Starting
think
from the beginning?
Number 7 is coming out, right?
Yeah. Is it 7?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Number
Yeah,
7.
the 7?
The
I think
7.
so.
Yeah.
I thought it was only like 3 or 4.
No, definitely not the
Oh, damn.
So I've never watched any of them.
You never watched any Mission Impossible?
I think I've watched one and I don't remember which one it was.
Oh, wow.
So now we're starting from
You don't watch
the
enough.
beginning.
You don't watch enough movies, dude.
I do, but not
No, you
Mission
don't.
Impossible.
It's just so many movies.
There's so many.
But
Just because they're not the ones you watch.
look, it's Mission Impossible though. Like
I know. How did I not? How
you,
did I
you
miss
should have
that?
seen most of them. I think I've
I
seen
think
like
I've
4
seen
of
like
them.
maybe like 1 or 2 of them, but I don't think I've seen the first. I've never seen the first one. We just started watching that this morning, like earlier this morning, and I've never seen it.
The new one looks amazing. The
Yeah.
stunts that he did.
Yeah,
Did he do his
I
own
didn't even.
stunts?
I didn't see the.
The motorcycle one, I think, if I remember correctly, he told the directors, "This is the first scene I want to shoot in case I die."
Wow.
Yeah, and he's literally going off like a cliff on a motorcycle and
Oh my
parachuting. That was
gosh.
him. Yeah.
Insane.
Dude, he's the man. And one of my favorite all time movies is with him, Last Samurai.
Last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I just love those movies. Just about the broken man who's ashamed of his past.
Yeah.
Just wants to be gone already, but he's here
Right.
and he's just trying to make the best of it, not doing a good job about it. And then, something comes along that kind of helps him refine himself.
Right,
And, yeah, that kind of role will be a dream role of mine.
Yeah.
Have you done any features?
No, that is my next goal. That was my next New Year's resolution. I was like, okay, I got my SAT card now. What's next? I want to be a part of a feature.
Okay.
And the reason for that is I want to challenge myself on the endurance that I have, right? 2-3 day shoots is great. It's fun. But and I'm not going to say it's easy, but the workload is, it correlates to the product.
Right.
So I want to challenge myself to be on set for weeks, even months,
Yeah.
To stay in character or just memorize those lines, and be able to do what I do on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And so, yeah, I'm hoping I can accomplish that.
Have any opportunities come your way or?
I've auditioned for a couple features.
Okay.
The most recent one was, I think, a couple weeks ago. I'm actually still waiting to hear back on that.
Okay.
Nice.
So we'll see. But yeah, I never want to rush anything,
Yeah.
Right.
and I don't want to be procrastinating either, which is a fine balance because sometimes you get restless. Like I got to do more. I got to do more.
Right.
But sometimes
You got to slow it
Yeah,
down
exactly.
too. Yeah.
Pace yourself.
exactly
Gotta pace yourself.
especially in what we do. This is a marathon upon a marathon, man. And we talked about you can land a huge
Yep.
supporting role and then
Be gone.
be gone.
Right.
And then
You don't hear anything.
Yeah.
It's just crickets.
so what's important is working on your life, your personal
Right.
life too. Like having things to look forward to in that.
Right.
Like if this is your main thing, which is if you can handle it, great.
Yeah.
Right. But I find it very difficult to, ride this high and then just hear nothing for a while. So you have to be able to and keep working on the craft too.
Right.
Yeah. So
On your downtime, do you take any acting classes?
unfortunately, right now, no. Just it's a bit tight right now.
What about before the short film, before Loyalty? Did you take any acting classes?
What year was that? Oh, I was because I remember talking to my coach about it, and he actually he's like, oh, that was Columbia College of Hollywood, right?
Yes.
He's like, oh, that was my first teaching job.
Mm.
I was like, oh, cool.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, so in 2015 I started, took a break, went back, and then I was there all the way up until I think November of 2020. It turned into Zoom classes, which was still fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
But again, it was just getting really tight at the time, and I had to step away.
Yeah.
I miss it though, man. I really miss it. So I try to use the auditions as kind of training. I started watching shows and movies differently.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no.
It could be a bad and good thing, right? When you watch the shows differently.
Yeah, like I try not to judge.
Yeah.
Because
That's hard to do, though.
It is sometimes, but at the same time, it's like this is what this actor interpreted it as,
Right.
and shit, they made it on screen, right? They booked the
Right.
job, so good on them. This is what their interpretation.
You
Like,
did something right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and art is all subjective anyway,
Right.
right? So
So how do you look? Because I mean, like when I played ball, like I started watching film differently. You know what I'm saying? Just as like okay, like I'm not just watching the ball now. I'm watching what's going on this
Off
side
ball
of the court.
movements.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yep, yep.
Right.
So how do you look at films now?
I kind of do that too.
Okay.
I pay attention to the people who are not speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What are they doing? Are they standing there like looking awkward, or are they engulfed or engaging in the story?
Right,
You don't have
right.
to talk to be part of the story,
Right.
right? So I do that because, at least for me right now, or at least at this stage, I probably most likely will be one of those people in the background,
Right,
right? Not the lead,
Right.
supporting. So what does a supporting actor do?
right.
So I started looking at the supporting and principal roles. When I am paying attention to the lead, I'm looking at like I try to take. It's always story first for me. That's how I was trained.
Okay.
Always story first. So yeah, he's getting mad. He's pounding the table, but why is he pounding the table? When
Right.
everybody pound the table, And what I learned through Tebu, it was a time where I was kind of learning how to show anger. Like for me, I still consider myself a greenhorn, but like it was always, if you're mad, you have to frown your eyebrow, get mad and yell. Nah, dude, there are people out there who are fucking livid
Right.
and they're just cool as the breeze. And that's more scary. So I
Yeah.
really got to tap into that with Tebu. And Al, I always tell him he's the actor's director. He's never told any of his actors how to act. At least me. He never told me how to act. If he doesn't like what he sees, he'll be like, okay, think of it this way. This is where he's coming from. Like, so he's pretty much story first too.
Yeah.
So he guides you instead of telling you.
Right.
And yeah, it was. And same thing with the comedy. Comedy was a challenge for me, and same approach.
Right.
And yeah, I think they all turned out so good. And the table was especially special because it was very, it was tough. I'll just leave it at that. It was just timing. It was just very difficult, but the time he put into to salvage that, that's when I was like, man, this guy's the real deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On top of 4 kids, class, this,
Right,
that,
right,
he's
right.
putting in extra time to make this happen.
Right.
So yeah, just all in all, man, just so blessed. It just keeps me wanting to do more, wanting to get better, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Nice. Nice.
Do you do any writing?
So, like I said, I used to rap, so I loved even poetry. I loved as a kid,
Yeah.
and I used to love writing raps or punchlines because I used to battle rap a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't. I was.
You in a smack DVD somewhere?
No, I was actually the bar exam.
Okay.
Which was like an extension of grind time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I got to meet Dumbfounded, which was really cool.
So,
Oh, dope.
Yeah, but yeah, writing, poetry or songs, if you will, are different from writing dialogues and a
Yeah.
whole story. So from time to time, I'm like, oh, that could be a good idea.
yeah.
I'll pull out my Samsung. Yes, I have an Android. I do have those.
Sorry to hear that.
I do have those green text. So I'll go into Samsung Notes and I'll like, oh, this might be a good premise, or
Yeah.
this might be a good dialogue.
Yeah.
And then I'll revisit it. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, writing is hard. Writing is very
Yeah.
hard, which is why it's so important the strike is happening, I think. The writers, give credit where credit is due.
Right.
Writing is not
right.
easy, bro.
Right.
Right.
So
It's not for everybody.
no, it really isn't. And me especially. So, if it's like something I would like to keep at or
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
do. But right now, I just want to focus on my acting, my
Nice.
craft, get it to the level where, I'm comfortable with,
Yeah.
and yeah, we'll take it from there, step by step.
Yeah.
Baby steps, but step by step.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What has been like? Because I hear so many times when people get into Hollywood and they get into these parties or what's kind of like the thing that shocked you ever since like really like getting into the business.
Parties? Like,
Yeah, I mean just crazy shit going on. You know what I mean? Like Is that a thing, or am I just
Not at my level, not yet. Yeah,
No,
I haven't been to any premieres or rap parties or anything.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
little small one.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but it's so intimate. Like, it's just a hangout.
Right,
People
right.
that like-minded people that you got to work with.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's no pressure.
Okay.
But I could imagine going to one of those big
I don't
premieres.
go to any of those rap parties.
It's
Been invited to like so many. I just don't go to any. Well, because
there
of
a
craft
reason?
service.
You got a politic.
I've only been to
you?
one. I've only been to one, but it was like, hi, and then bye, you guys. I just came to show face. I don't know, because then you hear all these stories. People get like just really drunk and like, I'm like, I just don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the life. ain't it?
Production, everyone, like, they have a good time. Everyone has it's like the time to loosen up, you know?
Yeah.
Sniff coke in the bathroom. and all that
Oh,
good
it's so
stuff.
bad.
Oh no, you sniff coke, Kang?
You're so bad,
That's a
Matt.
funny.
Can this be the director's cut?
All right, we gonna X that one. We ain't gonna tell on you, Kang. We ain't gonna tell on you.
But no, yeah, I
Hilarious.
used to. That's
Man,
actually
my girlfriend listening. To
No, I tell her everything. Yeah, I tell her everything.
How is your girlfriend like with your lifestyle? Like,
She's very supportive.
good.
Awesome.
And she knows it's a very demanding industry.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's definitely downtimes.
Yeah.
But she knows it's very unpredictable. No real rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
But she's really busy too. She's very focused on her career. She's very
Good.
ambitious. So I'm really grateful to have a partner that is on with the same mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she understands.
that.
Yeah,
Understands the grind.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I try to be as supportive to her as possible. I just love hanging out with her so much. Sometimes when I do have the downtime, I'm like, "Oh, you got another meeting?"
Can we stay home and watch movies together? Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, that's what it's about, man. That's my happy place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just two people navigating through life.
Nice.
Blessed enough to find each other with a similar mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And let's fucking take over the world, man.
Absolutely. Teamwork, baby.
Exactly.
Power couple, J and B. Kang and what's your girl's name?
Kristen.
Kang and Kristen.
Yeah.
They got a nice ring to it too.
I love that.
Kristen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you said you played ball, basketball, football.
Basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I was not. I did not look like a lineman in high school. Only now. Only now I look like a lineman. But no,
Yeah.
I play basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Did you play sports?
I did. I grew up playing basketball and football.
Where at? In Glendale?
Pasadena,
Nice.
Glendale. Look, Pasadena, I was still in elementary school, so in the schoolyard. But in high school, I played 3.5 years. I quit varsity year because I didn't want to sit on the bench. I was an idiot.
What was that? Football?
That was basketball.
That was
Basketball.
basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basketball, I played freshman, sophomore, junior, and summer going into senior year. Football, I played sophomore and senior year.
Okay. You skipped junior year?
I just wanted to focus on basketball
Oh, okay.
because as a junior, I was expecting to make varsity, but I didn't. And the coach, who I still keep in touch till this day,
Yeah.
The basketball coach?
basketball, my
Okay.
JV basketball. So
Okay.
crazy thing was this coach. I was a freshman. I made the soft rush team.
Right.
Right, he was the freshman coach,
Okay.
but the soft rush coach left, so he became my coach. I made it to JV sophomore year. Right, JV coach leaves. That coach moves up.
Jeez, he was just following you.
He really helped me grow as
Nice.
as a person.
Nice.
So I'm still in touch with him.
And this is at Pasadena High School?
No, this is Hoover.
Oh, Hoover High
Hoover,
School.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I was out of Pasadena by 6th grade.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So
You went to Hoover High School.
yeah, Hoover High School, and then so junior year and sophomore year I played football, had a blast.
Yeah.
It was JV, and then junior year, even the football coach came up to me. He's like, I love what I saw.
Yeah.
Right.
There's, we can build on that. Looking forward you to join the team. I was like, oh, sorry, coach, and he was a really good coach too.
Yeah.
I feel so bad about it, but at the time I was like, I want to focus on basketball.
Yeah.
I didn't make varsity, so this is my year as the returning captain, no less.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
really take over.
Yeah.
It wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be. And by the time I made it up to varsity, I knew I was going to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
And from going to captain starter, my young and dumb ego, was like, oh, I'm not going to sit on the bench. So I just played summer league, and then, but all my best friends were on there.
Yeah.
Friends that I'm still in contact with today. So I was like, I just stayed on the team as the manager.
Got it.
So I
Yeah.
took the stats.
Do you regret it?
Nice.
Oh yeah, till this day, I just, they always say the youth is wasted on the young, right? Knowing and people always say, if I knew what I knew now, and that is clear cut case right now. Like, who cares if I was sitting on the bench?
Right.
Yeah.
right.
I wanted to be the first Korean in the NBA.
Yeah.
After wanting to be an actor,
Yeah.
I wanted to be the first Korean in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I worked my fucking ass off. That's why I made, and I wasn't that good.
Right,
I made it because of my hustle.
Right,
I was
right.
diving for every loose ball.
That reminds me of Austin Reeves. I don't feel like he's that good, but he hustles.
That day.
Hey, Austin Reeves got game. Don't
Who's
you
Austin
ever
Reeves? I'm
disrespect
sorry.
Austin.
He's on the Lakers.
Oh, okay.
He's the American guy. I don't like to say white guy. Is that? I don't know. He's a white.
Yeah.
He's
He's
Caucasian.
a starter. He's Caucasian. But I just feel like he plays like a little like sloppy.
What?
Yeah, he's a good player. I'm not taking that away from him, but he plays sloppy. You got to watch his game.
What does Dre think about him?
He loves him, but we never
Oh, okay.
see eye to eye. But then like when he's doing terrible, then he wants to jump on my side. Then he's like, oh, what the hell is he doing, man? He sucks. I'm like, see, I've been saying that this whole time.
Don't you?
That's just a battle of emotion right there.
But yeah.
That's just Dre getting over.
I mean,
emotional.
Austin Reeves, he's a good player. He just sloppy, but he
He
has
is
a good
not
hustle.
sloppy.
What position
Yeah.
does he play?
He is
Like
a point
shooting guard.
Shooting
small
guard.
forward. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he panics too much.
No, he doesn't.
You know, when he comes, yeah, he does. When he panics, sometimes he doesn't know like what to do in that moment. Like he just starts going crazy, and then it's created a turnovers before.
That sounds like Russell Westbrook. I think you're getting Austin Reeves
Him
confused with
too.
Russell Westbrook.
No, I'm not. But anyways, back to Kang.
Are you guys both
Back to
Laker
your
fans?
Yeah.
Yes.
fans, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I was always, I've always liked players.
But, oh, okay, more
like,
than
Yeah.
it was kind of tough for me to pledge my allegiance to an organization.
Yeah.
Sometimes I didn't like that player, I didn't like the coach, or I didn't like,
Yeah.
I just follow. And same thing with football. you
Right.
know, Like I just really liked great players.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't like Kobe at first just because people compared him to Jordan.
Yeah.
Everybody hate on Kobe.
But looking back now, man, he's the closest thing to Jordan we will
Yeah.
ever see.
Yeah.
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 And
What about LeBron?
I'm not a fan of LeBron
No.
at all. But
What is going on in the world right now?
but I still get.
What are you bringing to this podcast? Jesus Christ.
He lost. I think he coached his travel team because now he's coaching his travel team.
I see.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we talked about that, huh?
Yeah, his younger son.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coaching him.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Because Reggie Watkins, he says he doesn't trust people that don't like LeBron.
No, Reggie. It was like a few
So-
interviews
that's
before.
So please tell us. Let's get your take on why you don't like LeBron.
I respect his game. He will probably go down as one of the greatest, right? Stats wise, right?
If not the greatest. I mean,
There's that argument. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's trying to bait me.
is he top 5?
Like for me or in general?
Just in general.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's okay. See, when you say greatest, the greatest, I think there's many ways to look at that, right?
Definitely.
Statistically, probably, right? As just sheer greatness, clutch, just a warrior, killer mentality. No, absolutely not.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you look at what Kobe and Jordan, how they played, their outlook on, the game. It is, you don't see that nowadays. You get a glimpse of it from
I get what you're saying.
how Russell Westbrook plays. You get a glimpse of that.
Got it.
I feel like, but that killer mentality, man, Dude,
You don't think LeBron is a killer?
no. No, he doesn't have that mentality. And this is just my opinion. You know, I know I'm probably going to
Do
get
you feel like
crucified.
he's laid back a lot too?
I'm not necessarily laid back, but I don't know. He's just
All right, let me ask this. How do you make 9 straight final appearances if you're not a killer?
no argument there. I mean, but is he winning those finals?
He won some of them.
Some of them. Jordan played 6 and won 6.
There we go.
He's never seen a game 7, dude.
Jordan has also lost in the first round a couple of times.
Yeah. When he was coming up, so did LeBron. You know?
Everybody. Yeah.
No, and that's the thing. Like,
Well, LeBron never lost in the first round, but
oh, he never listened.
no, he never
Okay.
lost in the first round.
But yeah, it's just, and I get into these because me and my buddies always talk about. Most of us are Jordan loyalists, right? Jordan.
I mean, but I was telling her a few episodes ago, like it doesn't have to be like either or.
No,
like,
very true.
You know, you can
Yeah.
appreciate like
And
the
again-
greatness without comparing.
I respect LeBron's game. He is a specimen. He's doing things that no one else has ever done before, right? At his age, the way he's moving at this age,
Right.
you know, like I remember when he first came into the league, people were saying, and this is when I was like a big fan of him. I was
Yeah.
LeBron, oh my God, you know, remember his Irish game, like his
Yeah,
high school
yeah,
games
high
were being
school
talked about.
games.
This
Yeah,
guy he's the chosen one,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then a lot of it has to do with him leaving and joining the super team. That's just my my opinion, but that has a lot to do with it.
Really?
But other than that, dude, he's a great player. No doubting that. No doubting that. So, but yeah, it's funny because this conversation is so.
When LeBron leaves the game, I think you will appreciate him more.
Possibly. That's kind of what happened with Kobe. Like I was saying, like I didn't like him because people were comparing him to Jordan, but you know,
I feel like they're really different though,
but dude, there's this thing online where someone edited
the way they play.
Kobe and
Jordan.
Jordan. Oh, I don't know. You got to see
Yeah,
this clip.
it's.
There's some guy.
Very similar.
I mean, well, but Kobe even says it like I'm out on my game after him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he was the best player, and I wanted
Yeah.
to be the best player. So
And Michael Jordan even said when he was asked, I think the Dwayne Wade or LeBron, Kobe, Carmelo. I think they might have mentioned Dwayne Wade. I'm not sure, but they're like, who would beat you in 1-on-1? He's like, I beat everybody except for Kobe because Kobe stole all my moves.
Oh yeah, Jordan
Jordan
said that.
said that,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that.
And there's this clip online where some guy had edited all of Jordan's signature moves and Kobe's signature moves and put them side
yeah,
by side.
Wow.
Chills every time I watch it.
Really?
From the slightest movements to the turnaround, the leg, dude.
the footwork is immaculate.
You know what's crazy? And Kobe was instilling that in his daughter Gigi. Like if you see her game,
I don't want to cry on this podcast.
I know. Let's not. Okay, that's
But I
it.
still can't believe they're gone, dude.
R.I.P. Kobe and Gigi.
That's crazy.
I still
Yeah.
can't believe they're gone.
Yeah.
That is nutty, man.
But anyway, so like back to you, Kang, and like in acting and stuff. What are like some of your like challenges? You know, have you ever had any experiences where you were like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore?
Challenges.
You're right with like acting and stuff.
Well, yeah, like certain roles, right?
Yeah.
Like the calm anger, like the comedy stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, representation and diversity is very important,
Right.
Yeah.
right? It's huge, especially in this industry, representing this country, which is so special because of the diverse groups, right? So now more than ever, there are avenues, outlets, and opportunities for those diverse groups to be featured, right?
For now.
Right, exactly. I don't want it to be just a fad,
Right.
right? So, and we wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the Trailblazers, right? Like the Philip Ons, the James Hongs, right? The C.S. Lees, the people who were doing this before this whole push,
Right.
Right.
So I have nothing to complain about. You know, what they've endured, what they still worked their asses off and still made a name for themselves.
Yeah.
That's what this country's about, right? So I want to instill that in what I do. This whole movement is really, for the lack of a better word, just beautiful. Like, just let's hear other stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But what I want to start seeing more is original stories, right? Stop remaking stuff. You know, stop recasting. There's so much rich, diverse cultures out there. You can pull from
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Right.
Make original stories. Make
Right.
original superheroes. You
Yeah.
know, so. But going back to the challenge, like, I don't want to be caught up in the fad. You know, I don't want to be hired just because I'm an Asian American or Korean and American actor. You know, I really don't like the hyphenated stuff too. It's like subcategorizing us.
Yeah.
I'm Korean and American.
Right.
I'm both.
Right.
You know, and I'm an actor,
Right.
right? Not anything in front. I'm an actor in America. You know,
Right.
so I really don't want to get caught up in that. And that's why story is so important. So I'll read a story, and it may on the surface kind of look like one of those, you know, those preachy woke stories or whatever. But if you go into the depth of it, this is a genuine, authentic story that needs to be shared.
Right.
Right. So it's a challenge of kind of picking up on that. Right. And just just not getting caught up in the hype. Basically.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to, because like you said, we'll see how long this, you know,
Right.
lasts. And once that's gone, if I was someone who was banking on the fact that I'm just Korean or Asian, that's fizzled away too.
Right.
So I don't want to bank on that. I want to be known for an actor, not a so and so actor.
Exactly.
You know? So Yeah.
Do you feel like Asian actors get typecast a lot?
I think every actor gets typecast a lot.
Yeah.
That's the name of the bait.
Absolutely.
That's the name of the game. That's the nature of the beast.
Yes.
You know, you don't think Korean casting directors in Korea aren't typecasting their own people? Of course they are. White people get typecast. You know, it can be a very sensitive, you know, topic.
Yeah.
But again, it's a job,
Right.
right? We are casting people for a role that embodies this type of person. How are you not going to get that person by not, like, you know what I mean? How do you not typecast that?
Right.
And I know there's this negative connotation to it, which I don't, you know, which I can see that.
Right.
I can see and I understand, but there's so many other things to worry about in this game, in this industry. Like, I try not to, you know, hark on the things that I can't control.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean? Like, it's hard enough acting good enough to get the part, or even the audition,
Right.
or even a callback, right? The last thing I want to, and like, how is this scene relative to the movie or to the story? Like, it's hard enough getting all that right. I
Right.
start thinking about, am I being typecast, or is this because, you know, like, dude,
Yeah.
I can't control that.
Right.
I'm just gonna do the best I can
Right.
and see what happens.
Indeed.
And that's what you know. It's but it's not easy. I get it. It's not easy. So, yeah.
How does your dad feel about
My parents don't know I act.
They know.
I don't tell them. I learned a long time ago. It's a need to know basis with my parents.
Yeah.
You know, I still have, you know, I still see them during holidays. I still see my brother during holidays and this, that. But
well, I
As
mean,
far as-
the cat is out the bag. I'm sending it straight to your mama.
edit this too. But I think they've gotten wind of it through my my aunts and my uncles. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm really close with them. They just one lives in Vegas or Nevada, Henderson, Nevada. One lives in Korea, and my uncle lives in Korea. So I'm really close with them. So
Wait,
they know.
do your parents still live out here?
Parents are still here.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in LA, and yeah, I don't think my brother even knows. I don't tell him. Like, it's very, I don't know. It's
That's funny.
Do you get a? I mean, I'm gonna get personal. Do you get along with?
I
your
do.
family?
I mean, at a very let's just say we keep it civil.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep it civil, you know. And I'm a big believer on how important family is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without my parents, I wouldn't be here today.
Right.
They came here, like I said, blessed me and my brother with a great childhood, and it's just family, man. It's complicated.
Yeah.
You know, blood is complicated. So,
Well, they say you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family, right?
exactly. And that's why friends are so important. Friends are the family you get to choose.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and all my friends are the ones from junior high and high school still. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, family, very important. It's funny because I'm very family orientated. It's just my immediate family is the one where it's very, I wouldn't say surface level, but I just, I can't get into certain things with them because they're always going to be in parent mode, you know? Because at the end of the day, I'm still their baby.
You're the
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. And they're going to be like,
Are you the youngest?
I'm the oldest. And
You're the oldest.
And I have a younger brother. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, I think the oldest always gets the. I don't know, because I look at my family and it's like just whoever is the oldest is always like tough. You know what I mean? It's just always like friction. Like my
Yeah.
older
Right.
brother is friction. My oldest son friction. You know what I'm saying? It's just
That's
like
very true.
it is in any culture. I feel like
Yeah.
you know Koreans. There's this big deal about the firstborn, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at every culture, the other culture, it's very similar. The firstborn, it's the first baby of the family. Of course, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and I feel like you get a little more responsibility.
Oh yeah.
You get more pressure.
Yep.
You know, I think it just comes with the territory. No matter what upbringing you had, no matter what culture you were brought up in, but
Right.
I definitely feel that. Me and my dad are very similar temper wise.
Yeah.
So there's always friction there. But I learned a lot from my dad. Like, and not necessarily like him directly teaching me, but like me just watching.
Just
him.
watching.
Right.
So, and that counts for the negative things too. Like, okay, do that, don't do that.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So
Right.
there's two types of teachers: ones that you do as they do,
Right.
and ones as you do as they don't.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Agree.
but yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Interesting.
and it's funny actually. I had a SoCal print job that went up in Cape Town, right by a market that they go to. They never brought it up to me, so I don't know if they saw it and just you know. I never brought it up,
Yeah.
or they just didn't recognize me.
Right. Right.
know, so-
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I never talked to them about acting. When they ask like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm just telling them I'm driving Uber.
Yeah.
And they know a lot of my friends because they saw them growing up,
Right.
and a lot of them are very successful.
Yeah.
So I've had the opportunity to invest with them. So I have some
Nice.
passive income.
Yeah.
It's not it's not big, but
Right.
it keeps me afloat. Which
Something. Yeah.
And yeah, my buddy he's a lifesaver. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
Do you feel like with I just want to stay on the family a little bit. Do you feel like you had like too many expectations on you, or
no, if anything, I expect more of myself. When I went to visit my grandma, the fact that I couldn't help more really got to me, you know. And my parents don't ever, throw that in my face,
right?
but I know they're feeling it. I'm feeling it, you know. So, and again, growing up, they never really expected me to get straight A's or become
Right, right.
that. Remember, I told you I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger was dead, man.
Right,
He's like,
right,
"You don't know
right.
a doctor, dude."
Yeah.
So he knew. He always tapered his expectations. I could have, kept working with my dad, took over the business, but that didn't happen. That didn't pan out.
He what
My
business
dad,
he in?
he wholesaling jewelry.
Okay.
Wholesale jewelry. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the American dream that he came, he worked at a similar office,
Yeah.
and then branched out, started his own, and just, the amount he traveled, him and my mom, the amount they traveled and stayed involved, me and my brother, like
Right.
good parents are superheroes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you travel with them a lot?
Sometimes when I got old enough, I started going to those business trips with him, and yeah, that was an eye opener too.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, like, oh, my dad's just going to work, but you don't know what that
You don't
entails.
realize. Yeah.
The plane ride,
Right.
the hotels,
Yeah.
customers, the meetings.
Right.
Things don't go right sometimes. Delayed flights, shit, anything. So it really made me appreciate what my parents went through, and yeah, man, it's unfortunate. Like some people don't get that luxury, so I have
Right.
nothing to complain about.
Right.
Nothing. Yeah.
Wow.
I hear that. I hear that. So what's next for you, Kang? I mean,
Yeah.
you was in beef.
Yeah, let's.
I
Big
mean,
things. I know.
things popping, little things stopping.
yeah. I want this whole negotiations to go smoothly.
Yes. And I'm hearing maybe September everything will be
September,
over.
even after the extension.
I don't know.
That's what somebody told me. A director friend told me. She was like she was here in September. That'll probably be done.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Isn't that the
yeah.
DGA though, or
No, she was talking about the writers.
the writers?
She was talking
Okay.
about the writers.
So SAG, we have till tomorrow. The extension of the deadline was tomorrow, July 12th. So
So y'all gonna go on strike then?
we'll see. We got the authorization. Last I read, they're prepping for a strike, but they're hoping. If nobody wants to strike.
Right, right.
If we go on if SAG goes on strike, then that's like another like a writer's strike. They need
downtime.
actors.
Yeah.
Without actors, there's no
Are they going?
nothing.
Are they gonna go non-union or
I mean, yeah, they can hire scabs,
Right.
Yeah.
but
who wants to do that? You can't find no scab JKs.
but yeah, it's very because of that. It's very it's uncertain.
Yeah.
But I'm
Do non-union actors do they cross the picket line?
from what I was reading, they could, right?
Hmm.
They could, but it leaves a mark. It leaves a pretty bad blemish, because
Like you'll never get in the SAG out.
something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know about never, but I was reading like they will ask, have you ever worked as a scab? Have you ever worked for a struck company?
Mm,
And they'll find out
Yeah.
if you lie. So,
right,
and that's not gonna, I don't think, bode well.
right.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's just yeah, we got to fight for what we deserve,
Now, what are the actors? What exactly are they fighting for?
So, money, right?
Yep.
How much the residuals and all that, and with all this new media, it gets really complicated,
Oh yeah.
right? I know they were talking about the demands of self tapes, so they're trying to make that easier for us, or more.
And then what were they saying about us getting paid for auditions? That's not in the talks, right? Because that would be crazy.
I don't know about that.
Getting paid for auditions.
Yeah, I don't know about
That would be crazy.
Yeah, I'll start auditioning.
Then that would not be good for everybody because then they're
right.
just going to pick the people they know that are good actors.
Right.
That's when it gets.
You're not gonna have an opportunity.
That's when, yeah.
the diamonds in the roughs, the ones
Exactly.
those hidden gems. They'll never get an opportunity. So,
Right.
but that might tie into something with the self tapes, not the audition itself, but the fact that we're self taping. Because I know that was one of the topics.
Self-tapes.
It's because self tapes are so demanding, right?
Yes.
There's so many self tapes. They're trying to make it easier on us and more worthwhile for us, from what I've read. And there's so many details that I haven't been able to get into all of it, but that was one of the talking points. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
How would that work?
That's what I was like, what? Self tapes? Get paid for self tapes? I don't know.
And that still kind of is challenging because, again,
Yeah.
it's like they're not going to want to pay just anyone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that's why I'm not a lawyer. You know what I mean? Like what they have to negotiate, the fine print and this that.
Yeah.
I'm just glad there's people fighting for us. So.
As an actor, how do you feel about self tapes?
Pros and cons. I like the personal touch, meeting people.
Yeah.
There is that pressure, but I kind of like that pressure. Growing up watching Jordan, Kobe, pressure is the time to shine, right?
Right.
So I kind of try to thrive on that. I've had great experiences. I've had experiences where I was like, "Fuck," I could have done better. But yeah, the nerves they get to you, man.
Yeah.
So it's just training to
Calm
keep calm,
down.
keep it at bay. Self tapes are great because you get multiple takes.
Yeah.
That I like. But what I'm starting to realize is sometimes that first take, even with self tapes,
Is
are
the best.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that too. That's the balance, like what I'm trying to figure out. Because if I keep doing too many, it's hard for me to see which one I really like. And then now I'm like, I don't even know which one to pick. And it's like the first one was the best one.
Yeah. Exactly. And the organicness of it kind of goes away. It becomes
the organic,
Yeah.
exactly
It
what
be-
you said.
Like you can tell I'm acting.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm waiting for the mark.
It's just too much, too many times.
Yeah, exactly. Fourth, fifth, sixth take, it's like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, like I actually was with Tiffany yesterday and
Oh,
we
okay.
knocked out her self tapes. And I think our energy and our connection is just so good that it was really good. Like she was able to knock it out within like 30 minutes. Even like all 3 scenes we knocked out in like an hour, 1
Oh
hour.
shit. Okay.
Versus like with talking in between without like, not even working.
Right.
But yeah, so she did it like quickly, and we didn't keep doing it because it would just lose that.
Right.
She'll lose that feeling. She doesn't want to just keep going, and just
Right,
it's
right.
boring. And then
Is that the same while you're on set as well? Do you feel that as well? Like if you keep having to retake the same scene over?
On set, I've
it's a whole
realized
other ball game on set.
that exactly.
Yeah,
The similarities though, as far as multiple takes,
Yeah.
is unless it's a huge production and there's multiple cameras,
Yeah.
they're shooting it multiple times,
Right,
different
right,
angles, so you
right.
have to keep retaking.
Right.
right.
So one of my new challenge I'm taking upon myself is to really balance that and capitalize on the takes that where the camera's on me.
Yeah,
Right? Because the way I trained, even if I'm not on camera, I'm gonna full on act.
right.
Yeah, it's because it's not just about me; it's the other person too. I want to
Right.
give them something to work with. Just because you're not on camera, you start reading like this.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? So,
The man went
so like in the beginning, I started going all out, even when the camera's not on me,
Good.
which is good, and I still do that. But I'm starting to fine tweak it where the organicness I try to save for when the camera's on me. You know what I mean? So I still give the other actor what they need, and I'm trying to now capitalize on my opportunities. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So multiple takes. It's a tricky thing, But yeah, it's just another thing we have to deal with.
I
Right?
know. Life as an actor.
Yeah.
Kang, if actors watching this or listening to this podcast, what would be the one piece of advice you would give them trying to make it into this game, trying to get into this industry,
Yes.
trying to get their SAG eligibility?
Work is work. Don't ever look down on a project just because it's a student film. You get on set, you feel like, things aren't as organized, things aren't as, up to par. Doesn't matter. You do your job. You should treat everyone with respect and professionalism. At the end of the day, it's a job. So treat it like that. It's just you get to do what you love, right? So make that your main focus and just do it.
Right.
Start a profile. Just do it. You have a friend with a camera, do something, get a reel going. Sometimes if you're just starting off, if you have to shell out some money, do it. Get something on a reel and start pushing yourself.
Yeah.
So especially with the resources now, I don't think there's any excuses.
Yeah.
So get that Mamba mentality
Yes. The Mamba mentality. Yes.
and just get it.
yeah.
It's possible. If I can do it, I promise you, anybody can do it. And I still got a long ways to go, but it's I wouldn't have it any other way.
Everything's happening so quickly for you though. Like you're doing so well for yourself because since I've seen you on Loyalty and I'm just like, whoa, like when I saw you on Beef, I'm like, oh my God, we did a film together. Like that was just amazing. Like I'm still working. I'm still working to get to that level, So
You will get there.
it's tough, So I'm happy for you.
Thank you. And it's just fate, man. It's a trip.
Yeah.
Like when I saw you at Beyond Hollywood,
Yeah.
I was like, I know her from somewhere. Where have I seen her?
Yeah.
And I think I remember asking Tiffany. And she's like, oh, and then I was like, okay, no, that's not it. And
Yeah.
then I looked up Loyalty. And I was like, that's where
Yes.
she is.
Yes.
So to come full circle like this, and we're just getting started.
Right.
Right. So I hope our paths cross again.
Yes,
We will
they
keep
will.
in touch. Yeah.
They will.
And Madge, we
I
got.
mean, look at you're here on the
Hey,
podcast
man, we
too.
can hoop anytime, man.
Yeah.
Anytime. We could talk. We could hoop. We could do
down.
all
All right,
that.
I'll be there to hoop too. I could hoop too.
Oh shit! Can't wear those though. You can't mess those up.
No, I'm not hooping in these.
Okay,
I got some basketball shoes. I have some Kyrie's at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Kang Kim, everybody. We
Yes.
appreciate you coming through.
Yes, King.
What was I gonna say? Oh my god, I just had a brain fart. My apologies. This is episode 24.
24.
Holy shit.
Kobe's number.
Yes, that's crazy. It was meant for this to happen.
Episode
Yeah.
24.
Wow.
The Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival, we will start taking submissions August 15th for next year, April 24th to the 28th in downtown LA. We're still making arrangements. It is going to be fun. It is going to be great. Hopefully we get your boy to come down and get on a little panel or something like that. You know what I mean? Like to put everybody on the spot when we're talking about the festival. But this is the Beyond Take Two podcast brought to you by Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival. And we just completed episode 24 with Mr. Kang Kim. I am your host, Madge.
And I'm your host, Veronica.
And we will see you guys next week. Thank you always for tuning in. Oh, whether you are on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts or watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let those algorithms know that this is the type of content that you want to continue seeing.
Yes.
We appreciate your support. We love you all. We're going to see you guys next week. All right.
Thank you guys for watching.
Definitely. Peace.
Beyond Take Two, take a walk beyond Hollywood. Beyond the lights, camera, action. Is the hard work and passion. Beyond Take Two, take a walk beyond Hollywood. Beyond the lights, camera, action. Is the hard